Praveen sir, thank you so much for joining us. And what can I say? Like, everybody is talking about Kabali, 23 million hits for that teaser alone, and so much anticipation. And you've been one of the very few crew members who's been very accessible to a lot of people. Right? So I'm sure a lot of people are giving you a lot of feedback as the editor of Kabali. And so, what is the best compliment that you've heard from people?
I mean, the teaser's reach was phenomenal, and we never expected it to reach to come to that level. Actually,
I mean, even for a Rajini film.
I mean, not 23 million. We know it would get to some point, but not this. So that's created a kind of like curiosity among the people as to what the whole film is going to be about, and there's a lot of conversation going on Twitter. All the fans have been sending us requests, what to include, what not to include, and how we should present Rajini sir.
Oh, they are directing the film.
Yes. So you'd be surprised if I tell you there hasn't been a day since this project was announced where I didn't get any suggestions or advices or whatever.
What's the craziest advice or suggestion that you've got?
Like just now, like an hour ago, one of the fans messaged me and said, if you're going to chop off any Rajini sir scenes, make sure that you put it across and keep it safe, so that when we want it, we'll ask you to put it across online. And I'm like, okay, fine.
It's always like they're putting a knife on your throat.
No, it just goes on to prove how much of fan following he still has. True. I think this is like the third gen of Rajini fans, and everyone's crazy about the film. People have been trying to imitate his look patterns, his hairstyles, his beard, his clothes, everything you can name it. Right. So it's kind of like, how do I put it? The hype itself is a little scary for us, because as in, we don't want them to come in and understand that this is like whatever they project is. We're trying to match it up to their expectations. So let's see hopefully.
Right. Now, as an editor, you've worked on more than 60 films. It's a great run. Like what, less than 10 years now, is it?
Less than 10. Yeah.
No, so you on an average, how many films are you working on, or any given point of time?
About 8 to 10 is generally where we stand.
8 to 10 at any given point of time?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's for the past 3 years. It's gotten a little. The volume has gone up because a lot more projects were coming along my way, and all of them were either friends or great and exciting projects and bigger ones.
So you couldn't say no to any of them.
No, that's one part. You'll also want to be part of your friend's vision. True. So that has been what I've been trying to do. It is also exciting projects because everyone's trying to make something new, and to be. I should thank God for making me part of all these ventures. So hopefully this run continues.
Right. Now, you've been working with Ranjit, the director of Kabali, right from his first film, Attakati.
No, actually Attakati I didn't work. I didn't work on Attakati. Madras was when...
But you knew him before, right?
Because, no, I don't know. I know Ranjit way since 28 days, because he was working for Venkat Prabhu. He was one of the assistant directors. So I've known him since then. Okay. He has narrated all his scripts to me. In fact, even he wanted us to go watch a special preview of Attakati once it was done, and he's always been close.
Right. Now, just a little while ago, I met Mr. Murli, the cinematographer of the film, and he had something very interesting to say about Kabali as such and how Ranjit has brought in his flavor. He says it's a Rajini's film and also it has a Ranjit's flavor to it.
Yeah.
Would you agree to that?
Of course, 100%.
So, what is this Ranjit's flavor that we should be...
Ranjit, I would say, look, he's a very grounded, honest filmmaker, and the films that he makes are very realistic in nature. He doesn't dramatize it, he doesn't cinematize it as such. Okay. So you can relate to it, you can see that happening in everyone's life. So that is the flavor that he's carried across in all his films, and to imagine Rajini sir coming into that space itself was a huge thing. But Rajini sir was, I think he wanted him to reinvent himself, and that's one of the reasons why Ranjit was offered this. We were all excited when it was first offered, and we wanted to showcase him, Rajini sir, in a way that none of the other filmmakers have shown him. Right. So, and how do we do that? It all started from there. The past 1 year, Ranjit has done his research from Malaysian, he's gone talk to Malaysian gangsters who are part of, all these gangs, and he has observed how they talk, what are the lingo, whatever the language that they use. There's a lot of that has been incorporated into the film itself. Ranjit could have gone easily the other way around and said he could have completely created a new world of Malaysia, which none of us would have experienced anyway. But he wanted it to be realistic in nature, this film itself, so that people could relate to it. Right. So a lot of work has been gone into that.
Right. Now, after Madras, right, when this film was finally announced that Ranjit is going to direct Rajni sir, so a lot of people expected it to be like, okay, Rajni sir is leaving behind his stardom and getting into a very different space. But when we saw the trailer, the teaser, it was so stylish that now I'm confused. Now, I still see Rajni sir the star than a creation of Ranjit's imagination. You've edited the film obviously, so can you throw some light into that?
No, see, we can't. See, one thing is we were very clear that we didn't want to take away Rajni sir's charisma, his style. Okay, that will be a sin. People will not forgive you if you do that.
I think those requests will turn into
exactly. We didn't want that. We didn't want him to completely alienate his own mannerisms and whatever. We wanted to take that and incorporate that into the script, and also make that as part of the script rather than that being away from it. So that has been done in a very subtle manner, wherein you feel that whatever Rajni sir does in this film is also part of the script. How a 55-year-old guy, Don, would behave, and that's how he has totally portrayed himself in this character. But I would also like to add that we will get to see Rajni sir's acting per se, which was there in his previous films. I'm not saying it wasn't there, but the realistic nature, the way he has acted in his old Estrella blockbusters like Mavlum Malarum and all that, we can get to see a glimpse of that Rajni sir in this film.
Okay, so is that the reference why they say, tell them the 25 years back, the same Kabali is back now?
True. So, I mean, it's also, see, when I first saw the rushes of the film, the moment I got to that particular shot, I thought that fits in perfectly to the script and also perfectly to what Rajni sir is now. So I knew that had to be the teaser. So I reflected that back to Ranjit, and Ranjit said, let's go ahead with it. He was a little worried that maybe it will hype up quite a bit, which is what it is right now. And but eventually I convinced Ranjit and said, this is what the script is all about, let's go with it. And it was pretty much okay. And everyone who watched the teaser wanted it to be played back like twice or thrice.
I know, right? Yeah.
So that kick itself, when you get that in the edit room, once it goes out for sound, sound mixing, RR and all that, it is only going to go higher up from there. Rajni sir said yes. It was like, it took us close to like a couple of days to even digest the fact that okay, I think we are actually going to work on this films, and how many people get this opportunity?
True.
So